I finally found it. The holy grail that I've been looking for. The X-Files complete series set. But I left it behind. I left it behind. I went on a trip to go buy a new PC at Micro Center in Southern California, and I thought, why not make this into a little bit of a physical media trip as well? Go out and go to some stores that I've never been to. And so I went to 5 BookOff locations, and I've never heard of a BookOff before. It sounds like something you would tell somebody when you're mad at them, but I went to 5 locations across Southern California, from Tustin to back to my house. But there's a catch. I had to spend a lot of money on a new computer, so I couldn't spend a bunch on things that I saw, and I saw a bunch of stuff that I would have liked to get at these different BookOff locations, so that's the sort of crux of what this was. I spent a bunch of money on a computer, and I needed to get some physical media as well. I haven't bought a lot of physical media this month, so there's the collector's dilemma. So I had to put my own collecting advice to the test here, and it's safe to say that it ended in a bit of heartbreak for me. So I got a new computer, yes. This was a very expensive computer. I need something to play video games on to render 4K footage, like the footage that you're watching right now. So the first one here, I was shocked. I was honestly shocked by the sheer amount of physical media that was here at this store. Just, not even physical media, just toys out the ass. Like, old toys, new toys, box sets, Hot Wheels, books. And it's called BookOff, obviously, so it's a secondhand store. So, but right here, you can see, I was in heaven. I was in heaven. This was hog heaven. I haven't seen a physical media store like this in quite a long time, where there's just Blu-rays everywhere, alphabetized, organized, the best possible way to find whatever you wanted to. It was kind of overwhelming going into all these stores. So this first one, I just was flabbergasted. I was walking around, you can see I'm not shaking, but I'm looking at all the stuff here. They had 4Ks, Blu-rays, some had VHS, some VHS, DVDs, everything that you can think of, and obviously there was a bunch of common stuff. It's a secondhand store, but just some really, really great titles here, and I was just struck by how much stuff was here, just all of it that I wanted. There's a copy of Hot Tub Time Machine. That'll come up. Look at the price of that one. It was $12. So just remember that for later on in the video. But we've got just so much stuff here. And this was just like the common stuff. This wasn't even like where all the good stuff was with the box sets. But here's the first thing that I picked up. And it was a copy of Mad Max, the Scream Factory version with the slipcover for $17. This isn't available on 4K, and it's not available to get with the slipcover anymore on their website. And I love Mad Max, so I figured, hey, that'll be the first thing I grabbed. I held onto that thing tight so no one else could walk up and grab it from me. But just going through this, Pirates of the Caribbean movies, movies galore, so many just great titles here that you wouldn't see anywhere else. Here's the 4K section, stuff with slipcovers, just alphabetized, Scream Factory stuff, some Vinegar Syndrome stuff thrown in here. So it's not just all sort of studio titles that are a dime a dozen, but yeah, here's their TV, DVD section, just all kinds of stuff. I've been wanting to get Dragon Ball Z. I'm looking into the Blu-rays of it, so if you have the Dragon Ball Z Blu-rays, let me know if they're good or not, because I'm looking into it. But tons of DVDs. And then their video games. The video games, this one had a very, very large selection of PS2 games, PSP games, Xbox 360, Xbox One, even some retro stuff, some Japanese stuff, some import stuff, just strategy guides. It was like a GameStop in its shelf here. Nintendo Switch, just a ton of stuff. Wii U, a nice cabinet of sort of box sets and stuff. There's an Evil Dead 2 for $200 on the PSP. I didn't even know that existed. But just some really great stuff here. And then, of course, the box sets in the behind the case here. Doctor Who, Drive. I didn't ask to see any of this stuff. I was just looking. Luckily, they have the price tags on the outside on the spine here, which is really great to see. Halloween, the complete collection for 120 bucks. I don't know if that's a deal or not. Probably not, depending on what I saw later in this video as well, at a different BookOff. But this one, as the first one, was a real treat. Second location, really small, didn't have anything, just a bunch of anime figures and some import video games. I didn't even film on the inside here because there was nothing to look at. So the third one here, this was next to a BookOff sort of music store with guitars and stuff like that. But here you can see in the opening, in the window, they have a bunch of titles here, Mallrats, Springsteen, new titles, some stuff like that. Very, very, very solid selection. And then once I got inside, this one was another mega hit. Just tons of figures, people walking around, Japanese figures, DVD box sets of TV shows, Blu-rays out the wazoo. This one had a lot more of what I was looking for, which was, you know, the boutique labels, stuff like that, where you're just kind of hoping that you're going to get something good. Obviously, these studio titles are a dime a dozen. I could get them anywhere, but here, just finding stuff that you wouldn't normally see at any other store. Black Christmas with the slipcover, Kino Lorber stuff with the slipcover. Just, you could tell that they take in these titles and that they care, and that they care about the collectors here, because they're not just throwing these slipcovers away, that they're putting them on the shelf. They're not putting stickers on them that are hard to get off. Just look at all those film noir box sets from Kino Lorber. Just an amazing selection here. And we had some more box sets, some more DVD, Blu-ray stuff here. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. But Maniac Cop 2, I picked that up because I needed Maniac Cop 2 to replace it from my collection. A lot of these I didn't have, or I had before in my previous collection. So a lot of these are just really getting stuff again. But yeah, the video game section here, CDs, it was out of control. I didn't get any video games just because I always forget what 360 games I've actually bought now, and I'm trying to beef up that collection. But Xbox One, I'm still trying to get a lot of those games back as well. GameCube, pretty small selection. Switch, which I have been collecting more recently because the Switch is easy to collect for. It's getting a little cheaper now, especially with the Switch 2 out. Some nice stuff in display cases here as well. As for the fourth location, this one was a hit. This one was amazing. This one was next to a Costco. I was kind of scared because on Google Maps it looked like it was a little small. No. This thing was huge. It was in a mall. There was just a massive selection of stuff here, from video games to movies to comic books. And then I looked in this display case right here, and there was so much stuff in here. That Megadeth box set right there, Rick and Morty, the complete series up to whatever point. Jason Lives on VHS, which I actually was looking forward to. Televised Terror from Vinegar Syndrome. I almost bought this, but the line to ask for somebody to open up the case was a little too long, so I just decided to get the one thing that I bought here. But just tons of great releases. The Nightmare on Elm Street 4K special edition. And then I saw it. I saw it right here. The X-Files, the complete series. And this is where my heart dropped. My heart sank because I've realized I had just spent about $2,500 on a computer, and then some, because there was tax and all of that involved. And really just stretching out the budget here to do for a $200 box set of a TV show that I've been looking forward to. The North American one is out of print. It's really expensive. It's like $400, $500 plus. This one is the all-region version, I guess, and it's playable on every player out there. And I've been looking at this thing, man. When I went to London a couple of years ago, I saw it there and I didn't buy it because it wouldn't fit in my suitcase. And this time, I saw it in this display case, and when I tell you, the feeling that it was a battle, you know, going on in my head. There was the little me on this shoulder and the little devil on this shoulder. The little devil saying, your budget, who gives a crap? And then the little angel telling me, you just spent a bunch of money, Hunter. You probably don't want to, you know, go that far with this. I know it's there. And it was just so hard on me to go, I have to pass it up. I have to pass it up. I had to walk away. I had to walk away and go look at other stuff. So yeah, I had to go walk away and look at other stuff. Here's the 4Ks for Halloween, all in the nice little slip cases for $120 for the 5 of them. So I'd say that's a pretty good deal. We've got Prey, the Steelbook right there, $60 for that. We had the Friday the 13th collection for $100. That's a great deal as well. So just an excellent selection here at this BookOff. One of the best that I've ever seen here. Really just an excellent 4K selection. One of the better physical media stores I've ever been to. Really just an excellent selection of everything here. Blu-rays with slipcovers, studio titles, just all the good stuff that you can imagine. And VHS even, they even had like the little puffer cases. Some of the VHS prices were kind of outrageous, I'll say that. But VHS prices across the board are outrageous for most stuff that people are trying to get, especially horror movies or whatever. Like, it's all just going to be crazy prices. Their video game section here was a little smaller, but they had some good Xbox One titles, Xbox 360. Not a whole lot of retro stuff, but if you're into that sort of generation, this will be good for you. I realized after the fact that while filming this and editing it, that I said that I went to 5 BookOff locations. I actually went to 6 of them. So here's the bonus 5th BookOff location before the 6th one. So enjoy. So walked up to the 5th location here, and this one looked pretty much similar to the other ones. It was nice rows of physical media and figures and stuff. Here's the front window. Some That 70s Show box sets, some really good stuff. I would have liked that this stuff might not have been in the window here, but as for the actual selection, they had a bunch of DVDs. Here is an actual sale section that they had as well. But a lot of these actually had it, but I didn't get enough time to show it off. They had for Blu-rays and stuff for $5, $6 or whatever, less than what they were going for other ones. This one also had a massive TV series section for DVD. There was Quantum Leap up there. I'm actually looking for that on Blu-ray. And to taunt me, some X-Files season sets as well here. I did look to see if they had every season, just to, okay, I'll just get the DVDs, but they didn't have every season, so thankfully I didn't get all of them. But yeah, they had specific sections at this store for horror movies only, and I had to look at this with Scream Factory stuff here, Arrow Video, some of the Chunky Box Arrow Video sets that I'm going to get to in a minute here. Vinegar Syndrome stuff, Bloodbath at the House of Death. I actually already own this, but with the slipcover, you don't see Vinegar Syndrome stuff at the slipcover, just in a store, unless you're at the Vinegar Syndrome store. Chunky Box Arrow sets, $50 for Creepshow 2. That's kind of pricey, but you're paying for the Chunky Box set that isn't out anymore. House 2 on Blu-ray. I do need to replace the House collection. I think I'm just going to get the UK version that is, I believe it's all region. The box doesn't say that, but I'm just going to grab that at some point. I just need to get out and buy that. Something that I picked up here, I picked up Green Room, and you're going to see that later on in the video as well. But just a bunch of really good stuff here. Jason Goes to Hell from Arrow on 4K. Some other Vinegar Syndrome stuff with the slipcover, Psycho Girls. Just a really, really, really great section of horror physical media here. And it's just crazy to see this in a store. Like, to go out and grab stuff like this. It's reasonably priced. Obviously, you're not going to get a steal of a deal, but it's reasonable to get this kind of stuff, which is nuts for a collector to go out to a store and grab this kind of stuff off the shelf. It's like a whole different experience. This is what it was like going to Fry's Electronics or going to Best Buy at its peak, was getting stuff like this in a physical store that you could go and grab and pick up and take home that day. And it's something that's lost. It's something that I know a lot of us physical media collectors out there miss. And if you have these kind of locations around you, support them. Go visit them. Go buy stuff from them, because it's what we want, right? This is what we want. And here's a bunch of their studio stuff. I'm going to skip through this because we've all seen this kind of stuff here before. It's a dime a dozen, a bunch of Star Wars, a bunch of, other stuff that you would get out of the bin here. But here's something that I did end up grabbing. All those other locations, they had Hot Tub Time Machine on Blu-ray for $12, $14. This one was $7. It was a steal of a deal, especially for that movie. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite comedies. And then finally, I went to the last BookOff location here, and this one was a bit disappointing. I was disappointed. I ended up paying $4 to park to go to this one, and this was the last one I went to. It was in downtown Los Angeles, and they didn't have anything. And sometimes that's what you'll get when you go to thrift stores or you go to any stores like this. This one was in downtown Los Angeles near the Arts District. So they had a bunch of Japanese stuff, a bunch of manga, a bunch of figures, a little tiny small section of anime DVDs, but it really wasn't anything that I was all that interested in, especially after seeing all the other stuff. So what did I pick up instead? What did I pick up instead of that X-Files set? Because that was $200 and I wanted to really limit my budget here. And I did get a good selection of titles here, so let's go through what I picked up. I picked up Maniac Cop 2 on 4K with the slipcover here. It's 30 bucks. It came with the slipcover. The slipcover is in decent condition, so hell, I need to get the second one. I have the third one already to replace it, so this was an easy purchase for me. I ended up picking up a new copy with the slipcover of Green Room. I've never seen Green Room. Tons of people want me to watch this movie, so I figured, hey, I might as well watch this one and see what it's all about, because I've been wanting to watch this movie for a long time. I've heard very, very good things about Green Room, and it was a brand new copy. It's in the plastic still, so for 15 bucks you can't pass up a brand new Blu-ray. I did get a more mangled copy of Hot Tub Time Machine. I got this one for $7. The other ones were 12 or 14. This one, the slipcover has seen better days, but then again, my slipcover before the fire had seen better days here as well. This one still has the sticker on top there that's ripped through, but this was just, you know, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I've watched this movie a million times. Oh, maybe it hasn't been opened. Maybe the sticker, they just, oh no, they just peeled it off and put it back on. Okay. But yeah, just great movie. Love Hot Tub Time Machine. One of my favorite comedies of all time. Really just a fantastic all-around movie. The second movie is less good, and that's a wonderful sound, isn't it, to hear with the plastic rubbing against the slipcover. But also I got Twice Dead from Scream Factory. This one was 15 bucks. I remember this one going in and out of print for a while, but I've never seen it before, and it says it's one of the best horror flicks of '88 from Joe Bob Briggs, and if Joe Bob likes it, then I like it. So Twice Dead, can't wait to watch this one as well. I ended up picking up a copy of Bill and Ted Face the Music on Blu-ray. This movie came out in 2020. It was one of my favorite movies of the year. Just a hopeful, awesome movie. It was awesome to see Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter back. And then it's an early role for Samara Weaving as well, who's a horror scream queen now. This was one of the first movies that I saw her in, and so love her as an actress. She's great. And this movie, just a really hopeful, joyous kind of movie that if you haven't seen it, if you love Bill and Ted, you got to check this one out. Like I said earlier, I picked up a $15 copy of Mad Max with the slipcover. This one, not as good as The Road Warrior, not as good as Fury Road, but you can see where the vision was going for this movie. This is still a great one if you love car chases. George Miller directs the hell out of this movie. I did make a mistake. I made a collector mistake, and I'm ready and willing to admit that. I made a mistake because I bought Last Night in Soho. I've been wanting to watch this movie. I haven't seen it yet, so I said, hey, 15 bucks for the slipcover 4K, easy purchase. Well, that would be nice if I didn't have a copy of it already right here. So sometimes even the best of us make a mistake, so you can laugh at me, point and laugh at me in the comments or whatever. But yeah, I now own 2 copies of Last Night in Soho on 4K. So make sure, folks, when you're going out there and buying stuff, that you have an app that has all your stuff on it. I haven't categorized all of my collection yet. Back this one on the app, so I still need to do that, but make sure you know what you have before you buy something. Luckily, it wasn't something that was that expensive. It was $15. That's still a lot of money to pay for a 4K, but it could have been worse. And then finally, I got something that I would consider a deal here because, well, I got Hell High from Arrow Video on Blu-ray with the slipcover here, and the front cover here says it was $19, which is great. That's awesome. It's a limited edition. But the inside here says it was $35. Well, I got it for $19, so got a little bit of a deal on this one because I guess the person who checked me out didn't care, or they mislabeled it or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I figured, hey, that's a deal to get an Arrow Video movie, a horror movie that I haven't seen. I haven't seen Hell High. Looking forward to this one. The visuals look really cool. There's all these people with creepy masks and on it. Great artwork on the front here, creepy girl on the back. So Hell High, I love me some 80s sort of high school horror movies, so hopefully this one is good. So overall, I guess for the price of these, it was, you know, that's what, $34, $45, 50 something. You know, the price of these together wouldn't have equaled that X-Files box set, but I would have felt bad, you know, having spent all that money on the computer that day and then walking home with that box set. It would have been nice to get it in the collection, but that'll be for another day. That white whale we'll have to chase to get the X-Files complete collection on Blu-ray. But yeah, this was a very, very awesome experience. If you ever, you know, are out and about in your city, if you're in Los Angeles or whatever, or you're wherever you are, just go on Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever and just look up, or go on Reddit and look up like the best physical media stores, or just not even the best ones, just physical media stores in your area. And just take a day and go on like a pilgrimage. Just go dot to dot to dot to dot to dot. You know, I went and I checked out some other video game stores as well on the way in between. And it was just really fun just to go and look at and see that there are in fact stores out there that like to sell physical media, and that there are in fact stores that have good physical media still. Unlike Walmart, you know, like my previous video where there was just nothing. And it's heartening to see for sure that physical media is still alive and well, and this is proof point. God, I can't say that. This is proof point that physical media is still there, but it really was heartbreaking to not get that X-Files box set. So what is your white whale? What is your box set or something like that in physical media that you've been hunting for, you've been trying to get for so long, that you just missed out on? And I've missed out on that box set twice now. So here's hoping that, you know, I don't blow the budget when I get that third chance. But yeah, and you can answer me this question. Would you have walked away from that X-Files box set? Because I know I did, but who out there might have just plunked down the cash to get it?